What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. This video is going to be covering Fuse. It's going to be some tips and tricks and ultimately just a guide on how to play him overall. I know some people have already made this video, but I like to do these guides with my own little twists, so I hope you will enjoy the video. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is Fuse's passive. As I'm sure most of you know, he's able to stack 2 grenades in 1 inventory slot. However, he's also able to launch grenades farther and faster with his arm. Now, my first impression of this after playing, the first day extensively is that this is decent from mid or long range, but I've been so used to using grenades with my hands, obviously, for the past 8 seasons, that when I get up close to somebody, it is kind of awkward, and I'm not sure how that'll shake out. As of right now, I wish Fuse had the ability to either use it with his arm or throw it with his hand like any other legend. One of the major downfalls is Fuse can't throw vertical grenades. Now, if you guys know about vertical grenades, you can launch them in the air and they will come down on your opponent with no grenade indicator and just explode because of the duration it's in the air for. All right? Now, there's definitely a skill set that it takes in order to be able to land vertical grenades, but it's a very good tactic, especially when somebody has high ground. Now, this you can't do with Fuse, unfortunately. If I was trying to vertically hit this guy in front of me, I launch it too far and it's going to explode in the air. It doesn't even have time to come down on its arc. So that is one of the things I don't like about launching grenades with the arm. All right, but as far as some of the other things, it does make it a bit easier to spam grenades. There have been a few times where I've had a ton of grenades and I'm just able to, spam them with my arm. And it can be a decent thing, but ultimately, it's either going to be not as good as throwing grenades with your arms unless you're able to just launch it from super far away. That will come in handy at times. But, as you can see the arc, it's going to take a little while to figure out how to lob them correctly, so you can hit certain areas. Alright, for Fuse's tactical, it's called the Knuckle Cluster. Launches a bomb that continuously explodes and does damage to the enemy. It can do about 10 damage on contact, and then it'll continue to explode for an additional 10 to 11 damage, depending on your opponent. So it can do a total of about 50 damage. I find it's a great tactic to launch on downed enemies if teammates are going for revives. It can also be great to catch your opponent by surprise with it. Once again, it's just like the grenade. It can be launched very far and very fast. There's a 25-second cooldown on it, which is pretty balanced in my opinion. And I believe it is a pretty decent tactical. I think it will be kind of annoying, similar to like a caustic barrel or a revenant silence. It's kind of got a similar nature to that. It's offensive. And if you launch it close to yourself, it will do damage to yourself, however. It will also disrupt caustic barrels. It will destroy doors. It will destroy Watson fences as long as there's no gen. And it will also partially destroy rampart walls. So it is an aggressive tactical, and I believe it will come in handy in certain situations. Now, Fuse is an assault legend. He has about a medium-sized hitbox. He doesn't have low profile or fortified. His hitbox is kind of on the bigger side, but it's not too big by any means. I don't think Fuse is useless, but I don't think he's one of the top tier legends at this time. In order for him to fit into the current meta that we have going, I think more time needs to play out, but this is my general opinion on it so far. He won't be used in high level ranked, and I don't think he'll be used in competitive. That doesn't mean he's not a good legend still. I think he's in the middle. I think he's going to be a nuisance. The ability to stack grenades and spam them with his arm along with his tactical will be annoying, especially if you have a lot of fuses running around. Grenades can do a ton of damage if they're placed correctly. And I haven't even begun talking about his ultimate yet, but I will in a moment. So as far as where Fuse is right now, he's a C tier legend. He's right in the middle. I don't think he's terrible, but I don't think he's amazing. I don't think he was as good as Horizon was on launch, but I think he's better than someone like Rampart on launch, and Crypto, and Revenant. So let's get talking about his ultimate. Alright, so for Fuse's ultimate, it's called the Mother Load. You launch a bombardment that encircles a target area in a wall of flames. So you get the ultimate every 2 minutes, which is a pretty short cooldown, and once the flames hit the ground, they last for about 15 seconds. Now it can do a ton of damage to somebody. It's about 30 on impact. It's going to slow you and stun you a little, and then it'll continue to tick for like 7 to 9. Depends on the legend. So it is pretty easy to avoid it, but if you're able to use it from a distance and third party, Kings Canyon being open, a lot of the map, same with Olympus, I think it will be decent. I don't think it's as effective as like a Gibraltar airstrike or a Bangalore airstrike, but you can definitely use it in a similar way where it could be used as crowd control rather than trying to encompass your enemies in it. If you're able to kind of trap them in the circle, then you could take advantage and get angles, because they will theoretically be forced to either be confined for that circle for 15 seconds or they'll have to run through the flames. I don't think the ultimate's the best part about Fuse, if I'm being honest. It feels kind of weak. It will be really annoying if there's a lot of them. You can also use it indoors, but it is kind of janky. If you're going to use it indoors, I kind of do it as like a kamikaze move. You'll see in this clip here, I was one shot. I knew I was going to get pushed, so I just launched it. And I did end up doing some damage to this Gibraltar, and it did help my teammate end up killing him. But it is kind of messy. You basically bank it off the ceiling, and then it's going to come down and surround you, and it will be detrimental to you. So use cautiously. All right, guys, let me know down in the comment section what you think about Fuse. And if this video was helpful in any way, please slap a like on it. And if you're new, please subscribe. It would really help the channel out, and I would appreciate it. All right, guys, you know the drill. I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.